Well, we've never been in your shoes, but we're playing the game of life. We'll chase away all your blues with a laugh and a toast to your strife. Never have I ever, never have I ever, starts now.
Johnny Talladega, the star of Star Wars.
Not quite. Not accurate.
Huh. Is it bad that I don't think I've seen any of episodes 1, 2, or 3, or 7?
No, because you don't really need to see 1, 2, or 3.
They got Samuel L. Jackson, but they're written like dog shit.
The cool thing, the best part was 3 when Anakin Skywalker finally turns evil, and the lightsaber fight at the end was pretty baller, except for the weird thing where like Obi-Wan cuts off all of his limbs because he has the high ground. It was just that was a weird plot part. But otherwise, yeah, you don't really need to see those movies. Episode 7 was cool, but you watch it and you realize that it's exactly the same storyline as A New Hope. So you're like, this is awesome. Look at all the cool graphics and CGI and stuff. And oh my God, they're actually doing a cool story. It's a story that I've seen before, so that's a little boring, but whatever. I'm into it. At least it's better than episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is the podcast where we review movies, right?
We don't have one.
What?
We don't watch the same movies, Tom.
Right.
What is the last
You
movie?
only watch Nicolas Cage movies.
No, I watch Nicolas Cage movies first and then other movies after. There's a difference.
Like you need to pregame a movie with Nicolas Cage first.
Yeah. Have you ever?
I can't watch Star Wars. I need to watch Sorcerer's Apprentice first.
Exactly.
Get myself hyped up for this shit.
Well, think about it. It's like the white girl college prophecy where they got to do shots of Fireball before they go out in the night. So you might as well start with garbage because then the rest of the night turns out positive.
I liked
or you vomit.
I almost said I liked garbage. I like Fireball.
So you do like garbage. You're not wrong.
I know it's antifreeze now, but I still like it. There was an awesome we used to do fire bombs at this one bar I went to where it was Fireball dropped in Red Bull.
Jesus.
That was always really good. It was like $3. $3.50 maybe.
That is grotesque. You should get that fixed.
It was tasty.
It shouldn't have been.
Too bad it was.
All right, so those of you who are new or back to the show, this is episode 32 of Never Have I Ever. We're back.
Yeah, it's an advice podcast. We don't review movies, especially nerd movies.
I mean,
that's called the Geekiverse, I think.
Unless you want to know what's going to happen when you're watching a movie with that someone and you get a boner and you're like, what do I do?
Ooh, shit!
Because that's happened every time you watch a movie with somebody else.
Usually you. Like, usually happens to me when I'm with you.
All right, next question. So
you didn't even list the first question.
So we are an advice podcast coming to you every week from the Octagon after a month hiatus where, Tom, you were busy doing what?
So I had to take a little bit of a hiatus because Green Day actually called me up and said, hey man, Billy Joe broke his wrist. We really need someone to fill in on guitar.
They already have a guitarist for that purpose.
You posted this one cover of the Foo Fighters on YouTube. We think you'd fit in really great.
We saw all 12 likes and we're like, that's the guy we need.
Yeah, they really wanted the underdog story of it. So yeah, did that. Wore a lot of guy liner. Played a lot of power chords. It was a good time. Wore skinny jeans, had like 18, 19-year-olds flirting with me, and it's just the rock star life. What can you say?
I think it's funny you had to wait to be 25 and out of college in order to get 19 to 20-year-old girls to hit on you.
I know. I'm crying on the inside and the outside.
So for moments like that, we have questions that you can send to us, and we'll try to answer them on the show to help you out of sticky situations so you don't end up dating an 18-year-old.
I'd be curious if we had a question about, like, I'm 25, this 18 to 19-year-old likes me, what should I do?
Well, what you should do is take that
Because I would have good advice for that, I think.
You should take that question and email it to neverhaveievershow@gmail.com, where we'll pull them up, pile them together, and give you the advice that you need.
I just
Tom.
email my own show.
I'll never know. Are you ready for question number 1, Tom?
Yeah, bring it on.
I've been dating my girlfriend for a little over a year, and we're both in love. But we started dating when I was a freshman in high school, and she was a senior.
Ooh.
Now she is out of school and working while I continue high school. I am still very much in love with her, but I want to experience life like a high schooler. Does it make me a shitty person to ask for a break and try the relationship again in the future? Do you think that we could be friends in the meantime?
No and no. I don't. Whew, boy. This is going to get controversial up in here. I think it's very difficult to be friends with an ex.
Fact.
I haven't had any good experience with it. And the type of ex I'm talking about is like you've dated for years, you were very close, and then you had to end it, or you broke up, and you want to do the friend thing, but that just I don't think works. If like you were just hooking up for like a few months and then stopped, and it wasn't like too emotional or too serious, I think you could still be friends, like you can still bridge that.
Yeah.
Bridge that gap. But
I mean, it's weird. That's such a weird age gap. Because like when I was a freshman, I was definitely attracted to seniors, but I knew that was not mutual.
That's the thing. Oh man, that's good on this guy. Because like,
Is it though?
well, yes.
Continue.
Like I, for one, am attracted to older women.
Me too. You know that.
Hey, yo. Yeah, your Tinder settings are way higher than mine.
You know what? Stop saying it like it's a negative thing at this point. It should just be widely accepted that you got to cast a wide net to catch a couple fish.
Fair enough. But anyway, but yeah, when I was in high school, I was like invisible to seniors. Like one, I just wouldn't even know how to talk to one, let alone how to flirt with one, let alone get them to even like notice me. So good on you for doing that. That being said, you are now 18. It's probably
he's a freshman in high school. Or at least say sophomore.
He was a freshman in high school.
She was a senior. She
was
since graduated. He still wants to be a high schooler.
Right.
He's only a sophomore. So
she graduated and is working though.
Yes. So he's like 16 and she's like 19.
Oh, I was imagining that she graduated, went away to college. They continued to date while she was at college. Now she just graduated college and he's like a senior in high school.
No. So it's like senior in high school, freshman in high school, and now they've each progressed a year. So now he's a sophomore and she's an adult.
Well, adult, quote unquote.
Legally speaking.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom, for constituting our law there. Legally adult.
You know what? She might want to break up with you too. There's a way you could spin this where
I think we should see other people, but I really think it's your idea. Good try, Tom.
Well, all right. So you're having these feelings like, I want to experience high school life. She probably wants to experience college life or adult life, Like, she's probably in a very similar emotional place like you. So I would say it's fine to take a break. I wouldn't label it as taking a break. I'd label it as just, we're going to break up. And breaks are stupid.
You might as well break up with me. I'm going to tell everyone we did anyways. That is so rough. Yeah, I think you should take emotional inventory of yourself and be like, you know what? This probably isn't healthy to be in this type of relationship.
I wouldn't say healthy. I would just say you're not really into it. You want to experience the high school life. You want to bang other people. You're 16 and horny, and that one girl on the swim team is kind of attractive. So, I mean, go for it.
I just had like a really awkward thought when you said that, so I'm gonna pack that. I'm gonna pack that in. I'm gonna pack that in and take it to the next campsite.
Oh boy, I know what swim girl you were thinking of.
Huh?
I imagine. Were you not thinking of someone swimming, like on our swim team?
No, actually.
Oh, that's what I thought.
No, I was having like a vague thought.
No, I'm all sorts of confused.
Yeah, I'll tell you after the show. How about that? So
Okay.
just make sure you break up and don't be friends, because you can still like be acquaintances, but definitely not friends.
That's the hardest part is like not being the friends. It's okay. Well, it might not be too bad because she's out of high school. You're still in high school, so you don't have to see her all the time. You know what I mean? Like if she were still in high school with you and you broke up and tried to not be friends, it'd be tough. Like unless you went to a giant high school, like with thousands
Like
of
a
kids.
high school for giants.
Like with thousands of kids, or she could just become another face in the crowd. But like if you're going to a small high school with like 100 people in your graduating class, it would be a lot tougher to not be friends with her. But it's still gonna be a little tough, but you can do it. You can not be friends with that person.
Yeah. It just starts with being strong and not getting sucked into like past habits.
No, it starts with not
Delete
answering.
that phone number. Block that phone number.
Just
Unfriend them from Facebook.
don't answer their text messages.
Don't go to their fast food joint, because I assume she works at McDonald's.
You never know.
I'm loving it. Next question.
Do it. Hey, he's not loving it.
So I had a situation recently where I was already seeing a girl and was continuing to date on the side, only to meet somebody that I really liked. I had made it clear to the first girl that it was not exclusive between us, so I didn't feel like I was leading her down the wrong path or anything. When I met the other girl, though, I felt like because I had such strong feelings for her, I should stop texting a few of the other girls I was seeing on the side. It inevitably didn't work out with the new girl, and I think this has a lot to do with me becoming a bit needy after putting all of my eggs in one basket. Should I just have kept seeing and talking to all the other girls until it became quote-unquote official with the new girl? Do people think it's morally okay to keep seeing other people until you and someone else become mutually exclusive?
I think it depends on what people you're asking.
Because if you're asking Tom, he's like, bang everybody, fuck everything.
No, I've got a pretty strong moral compass. Unlike
Too bad you can't read a map.
What do you mean? I can read maps fine. Remember that time we went to
Conshohocken, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, and it wasn't on a map.
The home of America.
We were driving through Pennsylvania trying to find a place for gas. Ended up in this random town called Conshohocken,
Which is in Philly.
and we're looking at the GPS, and there's nothing on the GPS.
You were giving me a hard-ass time over that. And I'm just like, Tom, I can't tell you which way to go because
I
the
know.
map is gray.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Like, I was driving. Tim had the GPS in his lap, so I couldn't like look down at his crotch to see it. I'm just like, what? Where do I fucking turn, dude? You gotta give me directions. Come on, man. What the fuck? And then like I see the map at a stoplight, and it's literally like gray, a couple roads. It's just like
Nothing's labeled.
it just gave up. Garmin just gave up.
The satellites have given up on this.
Yeah.
So anyways, back to your moral compass.
Right. You know, I feel like this guy did the right thing. This is something that I would have done too. Like, if I find a girl that I like, even if they tell me like we're not mutually exclusive, I'm still like putting all my eggs in that basket. I'm not trying to like find other people because like I want to focus on this person and I want to give them the attention and the care that I think that they deserve. So I think I would have done the same thing in this guy's situation. Maybe take a moment to reflect and be like, he thought she didn't like him because he was too needy. Maybe take that into account for next time, you know? Be like, okay, I still should put all my eggs in this basket. Like, I wouldn't say it's wrong for him to be seeing other girls on the side, like if he's interested in this one girl, like if they're not officially dating. But I also think it's kind of a douchey move, you know? It's like, dude, you're pretty much in love with this girl. Like, why are you banging Sally on the side? Like, the fuck? I mean, in case it doesn't work out, I'm still getting my dick sucked. It's like, yeah, but...
That is very much to my point that I was going to make, was the idea that, dude, you're so selfish at that point.
Yeah.
You're just being like, man, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have stopped talking and seeing the other girls because this didn't work out anyways.
At least I could have gotten a nut.
It's like, dude, that's the risk.
Exactly. That's the risk of dating, of putting yourself out there. You don't always get your nut, but shit happens. Like, I think you did the right thing. Just don't be as needy next time.
Yeah, I mean, how soon into realizing that that's the person you want to focus on do you stop talking to other people?
Within a couple weeks.
Within a couple weeks?
Like a week to 2 weeks.
Of like seriously talking to one person, you slowly start phasing out the other dating sites in your life?
Exactly. Or even I'll just like delete them right away. Like, I'm focusing on this one girl right now. I'm going to...
Are you?
No.
Oh.
But like, if I were like, all right, I'm focused on this one girl. I feel like we've got a thing here. I'm just going to delete Tinder, Bumble, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish in the Sea.
How many did you have, Tom?
Thrinder, Grinder.
Thrinder? You weren't even looking for a relationship. You just wanted to have sex with a couple. A couple. Because that's what that is for.
No, but I delete the dating apps that I'm on.
There's a new orgy app.
There's an orgy app?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Why not? Why don't you know?
Because I've never thought, hey man, I want to be in an orgy.
We have very different thoughts.
Have you always wanted to be in an orgy?
I watch orgy porn sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Like orgy porn or gangbang porn? Because they can look very similar, but they're very different things.
Both. I like watching both occasionally, depending on my mood.
I like you sitting there, just like you had a long day at work. You're like, all right, gonna go pop an orgy onto the porn hubs, see what happens.
Well, like I said, depends on my mood. So anyway, how quickly, like, flip that question. How quickly do you like stop talking to other people when you're interested in someone?
For me, that's like, I don't know. I try to give it like 3 or 4 days. Like once I get somebody's number off one of those sites, instead of just texting through that site, I normally give it like 2 or 3 days to see like how this person texts back and forth before I realize like how serious this communication is going.
Sure.
And then like after that 2 or 3 days, like I just slowly stop responding and ghost everybody else out. I'm just like, oh yeah. Because I feel like at this point I've been ghosted enough times that it's okay for me to ghost a few. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just paying it forwards. If you don't want people to ghost, just be upfront.
You know, I was at a show last night and the band was pretty cool, but they
ghosted you off stage. It was weird.
They had a song called Ghost, and I'm starting to like, this is a side note to this. I'm starting to get a little annoyed when bands write songs about ghosts or like called Ghost or something, because it's kind of getting cliche at this point. Like every fucking band has a song about ghost or like something, and that's all sort of the same theme. So this band introduces the song as Ghost. I'm like, okay, that's not super original. But then listening to it, like lyrically, it kind of sounded like, the lyrics were like, why are you ghosting me, or something like, why are you fading away? And it sounded like it was I don't know if it actually is, but the lyrics that I picked up made it sound like someone was tired of being ghosted, like through texting and Facebook and shit. And I felt a little bad. So I was like, oh man, this is making me feel bad about ghosting every girl I've ever done. And then I'm like, well, I mean, it's okay. That's
inherently the weird aspect of it, because at that same point, if you were texting the singer of that band, you would never ghost that person. You would be the person who's just like, why is she texting me back at 3 a.m? I want to fall asleep. Must respond right now. Nope, I'm not even going to try and forget. I don't want to waste this opportunity.
This is very true.
So, it's weird because the idea of like mutually exclusivity is so awkward in like the adult phase of life, because you don't have that status of school anymore. Because like in high school or college, it's like, oh, this person is with this person, and then like that's a very standard thing because you see them every day, always together. Yeah. But when you're like adults working like 2 separate jobs,
and it's like if you're seeing other people in your high school, like people are gonna talk and it's gonna start some shit.
Exactly. As an adult, like that same level isn't necessarily there. So sometimes I find it hard to figure out which side I'm on. But on the same idea there, it's usually a couple days and it's just like, oh, phasing everything else out.
Sure.
Ready for the next question?
Yeah.
All right. All these questions were picked like a month ago because I didn't think you were going to ghost me off the podcast.
Sorry.
So I'm trying to get used to
man.
what these questions are.
When Billy Joe calls, you answer.
Except unless it's rehab.
Oof, boy. Yeah, there was a brief stint during my my Green Day phase this past month where I did have to go to rehab. I fell into using heroin a little bit. It was kind of a dark time. There was this Tyler Durden character called St. Jimmy that I kept seeing. It was
I
weird.
wish I was seeing St. Jimmy.
I don't want to talk about it.
I wish I were seeing St. Jimmy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
Question number 3. I've really fucked up this year, and it looks like I've done it now.
Sounds like the beginning to like a Blink-182 song.
I've been pretty depressed this...
fucked up this year. More than the rest of the words?
I've been pretty depressed this semester, and I'm
Way to
failing,
kill my vibe.
And I'm failing a class for the second time and just not doing work for my other classes. I know something is wrong with me, and I made an appointment to see a counselor, but now I'm not sure how or when I should talk to my parents about this. They know I've been struggling with this course, and other than that, they think I'm doing fine. Should I call them right now and just tell them the truth, or should I wait until the semester ends and they see my grades? I may not actually get kicked out of school this semester, but I might not be able to return next year unless I really get myself together.
So there's only one course that's giving him problems, right?
Correct.
Okay. But then that course, because it's giving him so many problems, it's affecting his other college courses.
That is correct.
Okay. Ooh, boy.
Heavy situation.
I know someone who went through something similar to this.
I think we all do.
Yeah. It's good that he's going to go see counseling. I think he should tell his parents what's going on, keep them in the loop. I always try to keep my parents in the loop, so yeah, they can offer advice and they can be more understanding rather than like you get to the end of the semester and they see your shitty grade and they're like, what the fuck? What happened? Were you just like fucking around the entire time? You were going to parties, you were banging bitches, you were having orgies, you were on that Thrinder? What the fuck?
I wish I had Thrinder in college.
I could see you actually using it too. Anyway, so I think it's better to inform them now. I think what you need to do, and you might already be doing this, but take the extra steps to start seeing a tutor regularly, either someone that you know or someone you don't know who is actually really good in this course. Like,
yeah, see any tutor you can, whether it's the tutor family. They're royalty, so they can like pretty much get you through that.
Yeah, they'll just buy you an A.
Is that show any good?
I've never watched it.
Neither have I.
Anyway, we digress. Very shitty digression too.
I tried to make it light for a second.
Yeah, well, ain't gonna be light. Sometimes you gotta have the heaviness. Makes you stronger. Anyways, so yeah, find a tutor that best thing to do with the tutor also is make sure that they can explain things to you in terms that you understand, because like I'm sure the teacher is trying to explain things and you're just, for some reason there's a barrier and you're just not getting it, and that's fine. Everyone learns differently, but you need to find someone who can break it down in terms that you can understand, whether it be like relating it to things that you like sports or music. Like, all right, so this equation is like this. It's kind of like when Tyrod Taylor does this other thing with Thurman Goodman.
Incorrect.
Thurman Thomas, that's the one.
Still, you're like 25 years apart.
I only know a few football player names.
At least you got 2 Bills in 3 different decades.
I didn't even realize that there were multiple Gronkowskis.
Yeah. Did you see that news headline?
I did. I thought there was just the one Gronk.
Nope. It's a whole family of Gronks. They're like a goddamn disease. Gronks just keep spreading. Hear about Chris? Yeah, he came down with a case of the Gronks.
Gronkowski smash! Gronkowski catch ball!
He woke up covered in blood, vomit, and tequila.
Oh, man.
I think, first off, you need to take like inventory of kind of what's important through this whole college experience for you. Mm-hmm. One, you don't have to necessarily tell your parents, depending on how far into the semester that you are. You can talk to them if you want to vent. That's cool. But you don't have to be like, oh my God, my life's falling apart because I'm fucking this thing up. Because you don't want to necessarily scare them as well. Because it's one thing, like if you have parents that are a little over the top and like want to be like, oh, I'm going to take you right out of school right now. It's like, that doesn't always help.
It does depend on what type of parents you have.
Mhm.
It's like if you have very conservative Asian parents who are just like, why you don't doing it in school? Wow, I feel really racist. I'm not doing that bit. No.
What Tom meant to say was if you have very strict parents with high expectations of you,
Yes.
that can seem immediately like a letdown to them,
Right.
which you're trying to avoid because you already feel like you're letting yourself down in like to varying degrees.
Sorry, I'm a bit of a letdown.
Stop. But first thing you should do is, as Tom said, get a tutor for the class you're not doing well at, but then focus on the work for the classes you are doing well at, because you can still stay in school with 4 B's and an F.
Mm-hmm.
So keep on with the stuff that you know you're good at, and then save the stuff you're not really good at for the tutor. And don't think about it too much unless like you want to practice when you have free time, but really focus on the stuff that you can do and can accomplish on your own. Because I definitely know what it's like when you're like in the middle of a class and you're just like, this is dumb. That's how I passed astronomy. I love astronomy. I do not understand science.
No, I mean, you love astronomy, the song.
I love astronomy, the song. I love astronomy, the idea. I don't like the theory of astronomy. And the problem there is I also got very lazy because instead of studying, I memorized the questions from the tests from the year before that they were given to me. And when the same exact questions popped up on my test, I had like a 93 average.
I did that for physics. My physics professor...
You don't have to show your work in astronomy.
My physics professor just had multiple choice questions. He would give us a study packet that then also had the answers in the back. So I would go through, look at the answers, highlight the right answer on the multiple choice, memorize those, and then the test was like exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yeah.
So kind of focus on what you can control, because that's what you're going to have that sense of, pride come back into your work, is when you feel like you're actually accomplishing things. So don't focus too much on what you can't accomplish on your own, but definitely, do that and talk about it with your counselor, because that you might be able to take some of that stress off it. Because let me tell you, college is expensive, but if you don't do it in 4 years, it's not the end of the world. It's not like you can't go back to college ever.
Right.
It's not like, oh, you only have until you're, say, 22 to graduate college, and then you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a little bit of room there to kind of figure stuff out. So don't get too stressed.
Cool. Very poignant.
All right. All right. Last question. Have either of you ever considered a time off from dating? I'm in my mid-30s and I'm in a friends with benefits relationship that I'm positive is going absolutely nowhere. I've maintained friendships with most of the men I've dated, so I'm certain this will remain a friendship at least. It's not that I don't care for him or that he doesn't care for me, it's more a lack of love. And I've been guilty of grabbing for anything to love in bad relationships. I feel like I need to nip this relationship in the bud before I force myself to manifest feelings. Not to mention that I plan on telling other suitors that I'm not interested and I hate lying. So being in any type of physical relationship, I'd feel I'm betraying my own moral code. Have you guys ever just taken a time off from dating?
Yeah, definitely. Gonna get really bleak here. The other day I was...
Your life is very bleak.
The other day I was having very nihilistic thoughts about
you?
dating.
Never.
About
That's my
dating.
job. That's my job. Nihilist Arby's. That's my life.
I was just like, yeah, I don't know. Not dating anyone.
Might as well kill myself.
Oh, not dating anyone. Maybe I'm just not meant to. Maybe I'm just meant to die alone. Nothing matters anyway.
Did you get Arby's after?
It's okay. I did not get Arby's after.
Was that why you were watching that Rick and Morty video?
Yeah, it was.
Nobody's here on purpose.
Nobody
Run.
belongs anywhere. We're all gonna die. Go eat breakfast. Whatever it is.
Or come watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really dated anybody in like over a year, and I'm not going to say exactly how long because that might sound depressing to some. But I'm doing fine.
I did make a conscious choice though, during grad school that I wasn't going to date anyone.
Because you were like, man, I'm going to graduate grad school and I'm going to go to the big city and fuck this place.
That was partly it, yeah.
And you're like, I don't want to get tied down by no basics before I get out of here.
Well, I was super I was super busy with grad school and I was working a little bit on the side too. So I just didn't really feel like I had time at the moment. And then as I got closer, my grad school career was only 1 year long.
Career?
So as I was getting closer to graduation, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing after grad school, trying to move out of the city that I'm currently in.
Now look where you are.
Yeah, back in the city, and I love it. But at the time, I kind of wanted to move on, have a new experience. And I was like, I don't want to be in a relationship right now because I don't want to be tied down to the city or like sacrifice an opportunity that I might have if because I'm seeing someone, you know. And then I'm also like, if I get into something and it's only been like 3 months, like let's say I think I graduated in August, so let's say in June or May I started dating someone. August I graduate, some firm in some big city and another somewhere else offers me a well-paying job. It's like, I mean, I can't really choose this girl because we've only been dating for like a few months. Like this is still the feeling out honeymoon phase.
Like you can't.
I don't know where this is going.
And you can't have her uproot her life and move to La Big City.
Yeah,
La Big City is La Big.
Exactly.
Big.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to avoid that potential future and just not date anyone.
I very much did the same thing because whereas you were living in this city, I was living back in our hometown at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, you know what? I really don't want to live here. Like, I don't see the point of dating anybody here because all the people that I think I would end up having like a relationship with here are people who have no desire to ever leave here.
Right.
And you're just like, I'm not going to die here. That's it. I'm just not going to die here.
Yeah.
That's my goal, not to die here.
You're like, and yeah, it's like, I don't want to get tied down to a specific place. So this girl is sort of having a little bit different feeling, like why she doesn't want to be in a relationship.
But she's being very honest.
Yeah, which I think is great. I think, and then I think it was earlier today or maybe yesterday, after my nihilist thoughts, I also started having more positive thoughts. Like, you know, just focus on you. You do you, man. And
was yesterday a gangbang type video? Now that you were being very nihilist, you're just like, you know what? Fuck it. Might as well just all get in a group and bang the same person.
Yeah. When I'm feeling nihilist, I watch orgy porn. When I'm feeling positive, I watch like sensual, girl-friendly, romantic porn.
POV porn.
Not even POV can be aggressive and violent.
No, I mean like sensual POV.
Oh, yeah.
Like fake dating type shit.
Yeah,
exactly. Where it's like she'll be your girlfriend.
So I guess I don't know what else is going on in this girl's life, but
she's in her 30s, so she's going to die very soon.
Whoa.
Because I'm going to kill her.
Whoa.
What?
Are you the Zodiac killer?
No, I'm not running for president.
So I don't know where this girl is at, but whatever you're feeling, you know, maybe focus on you and someone who is interested in the things that you're interested in. They'll come and they'll flock to you. You'll find them. Because it sounds like she's just meeting random people. They don't really share any interests. She's not having any sort of emotional connection to it. So I think if she focuses on herself, she'll meet more people and like do things that she likes the most. She'll meet more people with common interests, and then she'll be more interested in them.
Yeah, I mean, especially like as she said, she has that issue where like she kind of bounces from relationship to relationship.
Yeah.
Or like from banging to banging, and it's like that's cool and all. That's super fun. I did that in college for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard to foster the idea of a relationship out of that.
Right.
So you need to like kind of slow down and take that aspect of it away.
Yeah, kind of ask yourself like, why am I doing this? Am I trying to fill a void in myself?
What am I truly looking for?
Right.
Because if your brain and your motor reflexes are doing two separate things, you're not going to have a happy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of, as you said, take a step away, reevaluate the self. Something will come along.
Yep.
Feel like we helped some people there?
Yeah.
All right, for those of you who are new to the show or just haven't listened to us in a while, which makes sense because we haven't really been on here in a while, the next part of our show points out how little Tom watches the news.
Mhm.
Tom, it was very poignant you learned that there was more than one Gronkowski,
Yeah.
even though you were at a party with a Gronkowski.
I think. I don't know.
Now you realize it could have been any one of like the 5 brothers.
Right.
To make it a little bit more realistic, you probably saw the Gronkowski that signed with the Bills, and you didn't know any better.
Probably. I have no idea.
Anyways, every week I read the news. I read all the headlines. I read the really awkward stories that are happening in America and around the world. In the past month, because most of these are a little bit old, I've compiled 5 headlines. One of them is fake. And now the goal is for Tom to figure out which one I made up while pooping probably a month ago. Tom, are you ready for the headlines?
Bring it on.
Number 1. Cinnamon roll tube explodes in man's butt during shoplifting attempt.
The first part of that sounded so delicious. Cinnamon bun tube explodes. Like, yes, into my mouth, please. Oh.
You can if you want.
Not with the poo on it.
Number 2. Runaway family dog discovers hidden drug stash.
What? Is it a crime dog? Did it run away to find a crime?
Number 3. Shia LaBeouf lookalike punched by man after being mistaken for the actor.
One, it sucks enough to look like Shia LaBeouf. Well, actually, it depends which Shia we're talking about.
Well, like whole Shia versus
Whole Shia, even Steven Shia,
Fury.
Just Do It Shia, Fury Shia, Transformers Shia, the worst Shia, honestly.
That faceless pop musician Shia. Could be any of the above. Number 4. A man on meth calls cops over custody dispute involving a non-existent child.
Wow. Weird. You just imagined a child for yourself.
Or number 5.
Who does that?
Sweeney Todd musical goes awry when 2 students are hospitalized.
Did they like accidentally try to kill someone?
I
Like,
assume.
oops, this razor was real. I accidentally slit your throat.
I assume.
My bad.
So go through those one more time, Tom, and you'll have to pick which one I made up.
Okay.
Cinnamon roll tube explodes in man's butt during shoplifting attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Runaway family dog discovers hidden drug stash. Shia LaBeouf lookalike punched by man after being mistaken for the actor. Man on meth calls cops over custody dispute involving a non-existent child. Or a Sweeney Todd musical goes awry when 2 students are hospitalized.
Sweeney Todd.
You think Sweeney Todd was made up?
Yep.
Tom, I hate to tell you that Sweeney Todd musical did go awry when 2 students were slit by a real razor during the performance.
Damn, I thought because like I was in a musical and that's why the hiatus happened. I mean, I was playing with Green Day. Then that was the inspiration for that lie.
Tom?
Mm-hmm.
A man on meth did call the cops over a custody dispute involving a non-existent child.
That seemed real. I'm gonna guess Shia is the one.
Tom,
Like I know I'll still
Tom,
be
this
wrong.
week a Shia LaBeouf lookalike was punched by a man after being mistaken for the actor, at which point
Damn it. Okay. I still have a 50% shot. I'm gonna guess
Shia LaBeouf then called the guy to apologize for looking like him.
cinnamon tube.
Tom, this week a cinnamon roll tube did explode in a man's butt during
Wow, I am
shoplifting
bad
attempt.
at this.
You officially went. You had every chance, and your possibility got higher and higher and higher.
My probability, not possibility.
Either way. I remember sitting on the couch and I saw the cinnamon roll tube show up on my Twitter. I opened it up. You were sitting on the couch too. I showed the iPad to Garrett.
I
and
remember
and
that.
he just goes, "That you can't not put that in there. That's got to be in there. That's the one. That's the one that we were referencing when that whole shindig was a happening."
I remember. So which one was fake?
The or the family dog.
Oh. Huh.
It's too clean to be real.
I guess so.
So Tom, we did help some people today. You learned about the fucked up world in which we live in.
Yep.
So do you think we'll actually be back next week, or are you going to have like another tour to go on? Maybe Kirk Hammett's going to break a thumb?
Well, so here's the thing.
You can't front AC/DC, so.
Yeah, Axl Rose already took that position from me. It turned out when I was playing with Green Day that I just...
Suck?
Yeah, like I just couldn't party as hard as they did.
Right, a sober band, that's right.
Yeah.
It's hard to party with a sober band.
Yeah, like I'm straight edge, so I just couldn't even keep up with those guys doing their candy and stuff. Like they eat a lot of candy. They get sugar highs now.
Are you confusing straight edge with like vegan? 'Cause you can
Yes.
eat candy when you're straight edge.
Yes, I am confusing candy with vegan.
Candy with vegan. You're not even speaking the same sentence.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I see St. Jimmy. They kicked me out because I was too high, okay? Christ. I was
Well-
on there for a month and they're like, why the fuck did we call this kid up again? Kid's stoned out of his mind.
So on that note, Tom will be replaced next week with somebody not high on drugs, or maybe even high on drugs. We'll see.
No, I was going to say I'm here to stay now because Green Day kicked me out of the band. They'll be back. They'll be crawling back to me.
Either way, if you have any questions you would like us to answer on the show, you can send us an email to neverhaveievershow@gmail.com. Until next week, I'm Tim.
I'm Tom.
And kids, keep those fingers in the air.
I'm Billy Joe.
In your butt.